Football, they say, is a game of fine margins. But what we witnessed yesterday in Bloemfontein was not fine margins. It was outright failure. Nigeria, a nation blessed with talent, history, and the burning hunger to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, produced one of their most disappointing performances in recent years against South Africa. The stakes were sky-high. With Victor Osimhen ruled out through injury, Nigerians looked to their stars, the experienced leaders, the midfield generals, the wide creators, the forwards hungry for goals. But what did we get? Confusion, wasted chances, an own goal, and a Super Eagles side that looked more like lost birds than soaring eagles. Yes, there were moments of fight, a few flashes of hope, but overall, it was a night that left fans tearing into the team online. Influencers calling for punishments, and the media labeling certain performances shocking and ineffective. Today, we're going to strip away the excuses and look critically at the 5 players who let Nigeria down the most. These weren't just average performances. These were disastrous displays that directly contributed to a result that now puts our World Cup dreams on shaky ground. The 5 names are Troost-Ekong, Wilfred Ndidi, Ademola Lookman, Cyril Dessers, and Moses Simon. Let's break it down one by one. From the opening whistle, the game carried tension. South Africa were aggressive, sharp, and determined to seize control early. Nigeria, on the other hand, looked cautious and jittery, as if they were afraid of the occasion. The first major blow came when Captain Troost-Ekong, instead of leading by example, made the kind of error you'd expect from a Sunday League defender, putting the ball into his own net. That moment was a dagger to the heart of millions of Nigerians watching. From then on, it felt like Nigeria were chasing shadows. The midfield, usually anchored by Wilfred Ndidi, was overrun, passes went astray, challenges were missed. The creativity fans hoped would come from the wings and attack, particularly from Ademola Lookman and Moses Simon, never materialized. And when chances finally did fall, Cyril Dessers wasted them like a striker, without confidence or conviction. The game ended in a draw that felt like a defeat, not just because of the scoreline, but because of the performance, the lack of hunger, and the absence of leadership on the pitch. Nigerians know football. Nigerians love football, and Nigerians can forgive a defeat when players give everything. But what they cannot forgive is failure without fight. With that context set, let's look at the 5 biggest disappointments of the night. The 5 worst performers. 1. Troost-Ekong, the captain who crumbled. When you wear the armband of the Super Eagles, you carry more than just the responsibility of leading 10 men on the pitch. You carry the expectations of over 200 million people. But against South Africa, Troost-Ekong failed in the most painful way possible. His own goal was not just unlucky, it was careless, clumsy, and symbolic of a player who seemed overwhelmed by pressure. Instead of inspiring his teammates after the setback, Ekong's body language collapsed. He stopped commanding the defense, allowed panic to set in, and looked more like a passenger than a leader. This is not the Ekong we remember from AFCO and Heroics, where he stood tall and defended with pride. This was a shadow of that man, a captain crumbling when his country needed him most. Leadership in football isn't just about shouting or pointing. It's about composure, responsibility, and setting the example. On this night, Ekong set the wrong example, and Nigeria paid the price. 2. Wilfred Ndidi, the midfield ghost. Wilfred Ndidi is supposed to be the anchor of Nigeria's midfield, the destroyer, the shield, the man who breaks up play and sets the tempo. But in this match, he was a ghost. Time and again, South Africa's midfielders glided past him. His tackles were mistimed, his positioning was off, and his passing was poor. Instead of breaking attacks, he invited pressure. Instead of calming the team, he added to the chaos. This isn't just about one bad game, it's about consistency. Ndidi has been struggling with form, and against South Africa, that struggle was exposed on the biggest stage. Fans and pundits labeled his display shocking, and rightly so. Nigeria's midfield depends heavily on him. When he disappears, the whole team collapses. And against South Africa, Ndidi disappeared when we needed him the most. 3. Ademola Lookman, the failed star. Approximately 350 words. Ademola Lookman was not brought in to replace Osimhen. He was meant to be the star of the show. This was his stage, his chance to shine, his moment to step out of Osimhen's shadow and prove himself as Nigeria's new attacking leader. Instead, he failed spectacularly. Lookman looked lost, his dribbles went nowhere, his link-up play with Dessers and Simon was broken. He rarely got into dangerous positions, and when he did, he made the wrong choices. This is the same Lookman who tore apart defenses in the Champions League with Atalanta. But for Nigeria, he looked timid, uninspired, and unwilling to carry the responsibility that comes with being the team's star player. Fans expected magic. They got mediocrity. For a player with his talent, that is simply unacceptable. For Cyril Dessers, the wasted chance -1. If there's one player who embodies Nigeria's frustrations, it's Cyril Dessers. He had the chance to be the hero, the moment to bury the ball and give Nigeria the win. Instead, he fluffed it. Strikers are judged on their ability to deliver when it matters. Dessers didn't. He looked slow, indecisive, and out of his depth. He failed to make intelligent runs, couldn't hold up the ball, and when the golden opportunity came, he froze. His deliveries were poor. His decision-making was worse. Time after time, he got into promising positions, but either overhit his crosses or wasted possession. Instead of creating chances, he killed them. For a senior player, this is unforgivable. Younger talents look up to Simon, but against South Africa, he offered nothing to inspire them. His reputation as a dependable wide man took a massive hit. In a game where Nigeria needed creativity, Simon went missing, and his absence was felt deeply. After the final whistle, Nigerians exploded with frustration. On social media, phrases like "don't pay them shishi" trended, as influencers and fans demanded accountability. Many pointed directly at Dessers for missing the decisive chance. Others lashed out at Lookman and Simon for vanishing in the attack. The media was equally ruthless. Pulse Sports described Ndidi's performance as shocking and Lookman's as ineffective. Headlines read, "Super Eagles flop in Bloemfontein and Chell fails to save Nigeria." The anger wasn't just about the result. It was about the manner of the performance. Nigerians are passionate football lovers, and they know when players give everything. But this felt different. This felt like players hiding when the pressure was highest. This result leaves Nigeria in a dangerous position in the World Cup qualifiers. Drop points mean pressure is now mounting. Every mistake counts, and performances like these cannot be repeated. For the players on this list, their places in the team should be questioned. Ekong, despite his leadership, must prove he's still capable. Ndidi needs to rediscover his old self or risk losing his spot. Lookman has to step up and show that he's more than just a club performer. Dessers must deliver or make way for hungrier strikers. And Simon must rediscover the spark that once made him indispensable. If changes aren't made, Nigeria's World Cup hopes could vanish before our eyes.